The Bible and the Book of Mormon teach that monogamy is God's standard for marriage unless he declares otherwise. In limited specific cases, the Lord has commanded his followers to practice plural marriage. Some of these cases occurred in biblical times. From the early 1840s to about 1890, in response to revelation given to the prophet Joseph Smith, leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints taught the practice of plural marriage, also called polygamy. Over a period of about 50 years, 20 to 30% of Latter-day men, women, and children lived in families and practiced plural marriage. And actually, I did not realize until reading this that the percentage was that low. I thought it was everybody until I did the research for this. And so 20 to 30%, I mean, that's a small percentage of the church's population. And there was a little bit that I found doing this research. And actually, I'm going to link it in the description. Sorry, words are hard right now, apparently. So I found a video of two church historians talking about plural marriage. And essentially, one of them said that Joseph was very adamant about getting a personal witness on whether or not you and your spouse should participate. And I mean, that kind of goes along with everything in our church. We're always encouraged to get our own personal witness of things and not to take essentially anybody's word for it besides God's, more or less, God and the prophet, you know? So, but he was like kind of trying to keep it on the down low and just be like, you know, talk to God about it and get your own personal witness, essentially, and then move forward. And then I think it says a couple times in here that they also had to get like permission too. So it's not like people were just frivolously going off and marrying whoever they wanted, whenever they wanted, and having as many children at all times that they wanted. I was actually very grateful reading through this to see that there was order to it. And I mean, we know that God is a God of order, so it makes sense when you actually look into it. But you know, because it is a weird part of our church's history and people don't like us for it. And so it's, you know, it's good to look into from the correct sources. You know what I mean? Because you can find lots of not correct sources on it on the internet. And so that did give me a little bit of a sigh of relief of like, okay, it was very regulated and people weren't just going off and marrying each other all of the time as quickly as they wanted to. And, you know, there were some people that were okay with it, but a lot of people were not. And it was a really big act of faith for the early members of the church.